Good morning, guys. Today is Friday, August the 17th, and it's day number 19 of my denture journey. So it's been a little over 2.5 weeks. I thought I'd give you an update, and I also want to explain how things are done where I live, because I've read of others that go to, I think it's Aspen Dental, and there's another franchise dental place, and they go in, they have their first consult, their uh, impressions are made, their teeth are done, and their extractions are done all in one day. So that part would be nice. I talked to my dentist. He referred me to the oral surgeon in the area, which is, I told you before, about 2.5 hours from my place, or excuse me, about 2 hours from my place, simply because I live out in the country. And then the oral surgeon, he did his initial exam and set up a date for me to come back for extractions. And I think it seemed like forever. I'm thinking maybe it was 3 months later, 2.5 months. And even at that, my own dentist was surprised I got in that quick. He said sometimes people are having to wait a month or two just to get their initial. So I went to my dentist and they did my impressions and sent them to, I think they're called a denturist, some kind of a dental lab in the same town that my oral surgeon is in. And as my dentist explained to me, he said just the day of or the day before your extractions, he will take the dentures right to the surgeon's office. So they'll be there waiting for you. And I had to wait. Well, I've already told you that. I had to wait. So anyway, I went in that morning of my extractions and they showed me that my dentures were there. He did the extractions, put the immediates in, and then the following day I was to go back and see my own dentist. He did all the follow-up as far as denture work and stuff. And when I went back in the next day, they checked me over. And typically my dentist would see him every day that week. And he said, "You're doing so good, I'll see you in 2 days," which was fine with me. And then I didn't go back to him. I left town for a week and then didn't go back to him until the other day when I had to have this adjusted. So yesterday when I went to the surgeon, it was my 2.5 week checkup. And all he did was he looked at me, he took that stitch out that hadn't dissolved, and I really appreciated him because when he looked in, he had me bite down and went back in. He said, "That's really hurting over there, isn't it?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "But I didn't know any different. I thought that was part of it." So he said, "Well, I'm going to adjust your dentures." So I don't know what he did. I don't care because it feels so much better. And then he said, we talked to, I mean, by that time when I went in, the swelling was so down in my face and in my mouth that my dentures just kind of were falling out and flopping all over. And I just started laughing and I said, "Yeah, my dentures are just falling out." He said, "Well, I can help you with that too." So what he did was he put, I think it's called C-bond, and they're kind of like liners that you put in. He didn't want me using any of the paste or cream adhesives until everything is healed. And he said it'll be at least another 3 weeks before I can use that. Now, I did one day on the top denture, my dentist told me I could put just a thin strip. Oh, that was awful. It was so sticky and had a heck of a time getting it off the denture and off the roof of my mouth. And I'm hoping when I get my permanents, I don't have to wear that stuff. Anyway, he put the C-bond in, and wow, it's really made a difference. My dentures are a bit tighter, and I'm still eating mush, but I can bite down now with no pain. So that between that adjustment and this C-bond, it's working very well. So I'm going to try maybe eating some ramen noodles today. We'll see how that goes, and maybe slowly start adding some more stuff in. I did have to laugh at him because when he was working on my top denture, there was one spot, it hurt. He would have me put my denture in. Finally I said, you know, I don't complain a lot. I haven't complained about pain or anything, but that hurt. I can't tolerate it. And he decided maybe the C-bond was just enough too thick. It brought it down. I had asked him if I had a bone spur, and he said no, I just had a prominent area right here. So I told him what my dentist said. My dentist says, oh, you don't have to worry. You're probably not going to have bone spurs. This surgeon is so good. And the surgeon just kind of mumbled. And I said, don't do that. Agree with Brian. Agree with my dentist that I won't have bone spurs. And he just laughed and he said, okay, I will agree. So that's where that's at. He did tell me I needed to come back in 3 weeks for another checkup, and I looked at him. I said, I can't come back in 3 weeks. We're leaving town. He said, well, how long are you going to be gone? I said, oh, a month, 2 months, 3 months. I don't know. And so I go back in 2 weeks. He thought that would be fine because I'm doing so well. And then we just talked about how the traveling goes and all that. Thought I'd let you know what I've been eating. Like I said, I'm going to try to eat a little bit more. Still a lot of yogurt and hot cereal. I've been adding some mashed avocados, and that's nice. And yesterday's meal was a glass of V8 in the morning. Since we were in the big city, so you guys know that's about 25,000 is a big city around here. We went to Taco Bell so I could get refried beans, and we also stopped for a frozen custard, so I got a little one of those, and then for supper I had yogurt. And honestly, I haven't been hungry, so maybe I'm starting a new habit here. And I tried to eat a piece of toast the other day, and I forgot. We eat the multi-grain, and I think I had a 15-grain, and all those little seeds got under my dentures, and they hurt. So I said, well, that's good. I need to give up bread anyway. So that's where I'm at. I still think I'm doing very well. I'll probably, if something comes up, I'll check back in, let you know how it's going. And, oh, I think my mustache is just about gone, although it's still there. Right now it just looks like an old woman who needs her mustache waxed, but it's the bruise. And he told me he wasn't surprised that I bruised that bad. I guess that's all part of it. Anyway, guys, for those of you getting ready to go through it or have been there, it's not near as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I haven't gotten I'm only 2.5 weeks out. I hear the bone spurs are coming. We'll see how it goes. All right, talk to you later.